good for him. He was a little bit banged up. Good that he has a chance to get home and root on Croatia. Meanwhile, we talked about Colin Sexton. We have a matchup of outstanding rookie point guards. DeAnthony Melton of the Houston Rockets has played really well since the first game here.
Yeah, two guys are trying to get to the NBA in different ways. Sexton, the lottery pick. DeAnthony Melton, who did not play last year at USC, is a second-round pick, but he's been equally impressive. And remember, this is a team that has a lot of answers, Houston, but looking maybe for a backup guard that can play some point guard, can defend. And right now, DeAnthony Melton has really been impressive out here, especially recently after the opening night jitters. He's been really solid.
Yeah, the word on him was working on his shot, and after game one, we were wondering, but he has delivered since. Let's get to our starting lineups for the first game here at Thomas and Mack Center. And the Houston Rockets, as you saw, DeAnthony Melton will be starting alongside Vincent Edwards. Isaiah Hartenstein, playing for a contract, is on the floor. The Cavaliers have Sexton, Okaro White. Marcus Lee has played well. John Holland was a two-way guy last year as well for the Cavaliers. Aaron Smith, Brandon Adair, Isaac Barnett, our officials, and away we go here from Thomas and Mack. The Cavaliers in the wine and gold.
Really excellent matchup of those two rookie guards we talked about. They're going to go head-to-head a lot.
Hartenstein off the switch. Sexton lost the ball. Hartenstein hit the deck in Houston. In transition, this is Daniel House lowering the shoulder, and it is an offensive foul. First foul on Daniel House. If you were watching the early portions of Summer League, you had 10 fouls before you were out, and once we got into the tournament, 6 personal fouls, and now out 10 fouls per quarter until you're over the limit here at the Summer League. Colin Sexton, the SEC's Freshman of the Year out of Alabama. Foul on Isaiah Hartenstein. They will take this one side out. What have you seen so far that you've liked from Colin?
Well, he's made for the NBA game because he's terrific end-to-end, and remember, you can't hand check out top in the NBA, so he is going to get to the lane at will. Now, in college, I'm just going to want you to watch because he very rarely drove right in college. When he goes right, he shoots that jump shot, but he's electric going left, and he's going to have to work on that because that's going to be his tell in NBA scouting reports on him.
And the Houston Rockets, who switched so much defensively twice, allowing the big man to switch, and you saw Hartenstein note, don't let him go left. Sexton has it. Hartenstein trying to poke from behind. This is Jamel Artis missing on his first attempt, an offensive rebound. 14 seconds on the shot clock reset. Nice job by Sexton to fight for the loose ball. Anthony Melton walks right up to the three-point line, and that one
I like that.
Out.
I like that. You know what House and Adele both did? They didn't run to the basket. They ran to the three-point line, just like the big boys play in Houston.
Just how Mike D'Antoni and Daryl Morey want to see it, as we have a foul on the inside. Carl White trying to post up. This will be side out. There's a look at the head coach of the Houston Rockets, Mike D'Antoni, who led the big Rockets team to a franchise record 65 wins last regular season, coming up 1 win short of getting to the NBA Finals. Going down deep to Lee. Nice turnaround hook.
Now you remember Marcus Lee. He signed with Kentucky out of high school. Really good class. Remember the Harrison twins who've been here? Julius Randle, James Young. Then he transferred to Cal, where he finished last season, and now trying to make himself an NBA player.
As Daniel House gets the first points on the board for the Houston Rockets on a 3.
He's a high-energy guy. Depending on the Rockets' roster situation, he's played really well here.
Sexton, nice hesitation. He did. He went right. He went deep against the big guy.
He sure did.
That's what we've seen here in Las Vegas. Is he seems to be fearless out there. He's been throwing his body all over the floor here at Summer League.
If you look in the dictionary under the word fearless, there is a picture of Colin Sexton.
Melton missing on a contested 3. John Holland pushing the pace out of Boston University. Lob over the top and being ridden. It'll be a foul on Vincent Edwards.
Now this time he does take advantage of the mismatch, because watch Hartenstein now. He's got no chance on the blow-by. Good hesitation. And there you see Colin Sexton finishing at the rim. My analogy with Sexton is he goes about 80 miles an hour going to his left. He's like a Maserati. When he goes right, he's going about 65. So he can still go fast.
Just downshifts to fifth gear. Sexton pulls the string from outside. Marcus Lee, nice offensive rebound. Carl White, who was acquired late in the year last year by Cleveland, can't finish on the Euro step, but Marcus Lee does.
Take a look now. If you're a big guy trying to make a team, it's all about energy. Can you run the floor? Can you guard on the perimeter? And can you clean up those offensive rebound putbacks? Good effort so far by Marcus Lee early in this game.
He has been very active, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and he's been active the entire Vegas lead as Hartenstein is fouled by Lee on that drive. 2 free throws will be coming for Isaiah Hartenstein, the 43rd overall pick last year by the Houston Rockets. He's got an interesting story as he is trying to win himself a contract, hopefully with Houston in his eyes.
He absolutely does. He was born in Eugene, Oregon, where his dad, Flo, starred for the Oregon Ducks in the late 90s, early 2000s. His father's German, and he grew up in Eugene, probably the first, as I recall, 9-10 years. Played Little League baseball, played Little League football, and the family moved back. And by the way, Kessie, he would have been a first-round pick last year, except he had bad medicals on some foot and knee issues, so it looks great to see him healthy. He's only 21 years old.
Rockets are hoping that's a nice pick at 43 with a lot of value. This is a second summer league. He played 38 games for the G League Rockets team last year, and he averaged about 15 points, 9.5 rebounds, and nearly 2 blocks and steals per game. Rockets down 2. It's a deep 3 for House. Jamel Artis, undrafted a year ago out of Pittsburgh. Had a 2-way deal with the Orlando Magic last season, saw some action.
Yep, he got in 15 games for the Magic.
Reload House, who misses again from on top. Artis tried the overhead soccer pass, intercepted. Look out below. Dang Adele playing in his 3rd summer league game with the flush.
Former Louisville Cardinal. Trying to make a team. You know, a lot of the executives have gone home, but there's still plenty of NBA scouts watching, looking to maybe fill out a roster or G League spot. Got a lot of international scouts still here.
Carl White knocking down the jumper for the Cavaliers, who have a 4-point lead. Cavaliers' only loss in the tournament was last weekend against the Chicago Bulls. Carl White knocks that one away from Hartenstein. He and John Holland now have a tied possession. They'll jump it off. And we will have a timeout first. Dang Adele with some muscle.
Yeah, former ACC star trying to make it. Dang Adele throwing it down.
Use Old Spice.
She knows best.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help you rehydrate so you can keep sweating. Studied, tested, proven. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Fruits and veggies are essential to your health, but it's tough to get enough of their nutrients. New One A Day with Nature's Medley is the only complete multivitamin with antioxidants from one total serving of fruits and veggies. Try New One A Day with Nature's Medley.
Some believe if it's not German, it's not luxury performance. So we brought these Infiniti SUVs to Germany with American families to drive them.
This truck is only for German luxury auto. Not for family or SUV.
VC Turbo. It's like 2 engines in one. How did Germany not do that first?
Keine Kinder auf der Strecke.
The Infiniti family of SUVs. There's nothing traditional about it. Let your new legacy begin at the Infiniti Summer Sales Event. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
Unstop right there. I'm about to pop a cap of fresh in that washer. With Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters by Downy. Oh, it's so fresh. And it's gonna last from wash to wear for up to 12 weeks. Unstoppables by Downy.
Coverage of MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2018 is brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher, the proven sports fuel, and One a Day with Nature's Medley.
Back in Las Vegas, where the Cavaliers have an early 4-point lead over the Rockets. Second round action, playing for a quarterfinal spot tomorrow against the winner of the Raptors Hornets game, which will be played later today here in Las Vegas. Jump ball out of the break. Hartenstein and Akaro White. These guys are playing with a little bit of intensity here today on a jump ball.
Every play matters for these guys in terms of their careers. Maybe not so much for Sexton, but certainly a lot of these guys out here are doing everything they can to impress.
Well, they go pick and roll here. Hartenstein foul, couldn't convert. Lee, the personal foul. Hartenstein will get to the free throw line.
Here's the interesting thing about Hartenstein. In years past, prior to the G League, a young man like this who's from Germany, played in Lithuania, more likely than not would have stayed in Europe until the Rockets thought he was ready to play. The fact that he was drafted in the second round and turned down big money to stay in Europe to play in Rio Grande Valley says a lot, not only about him, but how the Rockets view this young man's future, because that means that he's right near the main club. He's only 21 years old. And what we've seen here, Kesty, in this tournament is he's healthy. He plays with energy. What we haven't seen him do, that I've seen, he can shoot that ball from three.
Absolutely, and the payoff may not be financial yet, but as we've pointed out, he's in their system. The defensive switching that they do so much, that was invaluable at the G League team. Here's House going with a dunk and a foul from behind called against Vladimir Brodzianski just into the game, the Cavs rookie. Well, it's dunks and three-pointers for the Rockets. Their first 5 field goal attempts today were from 3, and they've been averaging 36 three-point attempts so far here at Summer League.
And during the regular season, they average how many?
42.
Yep.
And again, this is a 40-minute game here, 36 out of 40 versus 42 out of 48. So I guess you could draw the parallel lines from what they want to see from the top.
There's no question. You come into Summer League and you're going to play exactly the way the NBA team plays. They want to see you in the system. It's the same assistant coaches, Roy Rogers and Brett Gunning. Guys like House and Melton are going to have to fit in around CP3. There you see the co-head coaches.
Today is Roy's turn on your left to be the lead head coach.
So he gets the loss if they lose, and the win if they win, I guess.
I would guess so. There's Gunning on the right.
Brett's been, I think, with the Rockets about a decade now, but he got his start. First time I met him when he was an assistant coach at Hofstra for a guy named Jay Wright.
I've heard of that guy.
Yep.
He's going on to do pretty good things.
Yep, and then Brett went on to Villanova with Jay. And there's that left-hand drive we talked about, and that's revving up that Maserati.
And on the other end, Melton was there with the block shot. He got some wingspan on him.
He's really comfortable going to that left hand. And it's not to say if you don't give him that alley to the right hand, he can't get there, but he really loves to drive left. And in college this past season under Avery Johnson, very difficult to keep out of the lane, and played his best basketball at the end of the season, including in the SEC tournament where, you know, he helped the Crimson Tide get back to the NCAA tournament.
Had to make a big shot to keep their
hopes alive.
Yep. Indeed. You talk about Hartenstein and the invaluable year he spent in the G League. Can you imagine? You can't even put a price on learning from Avery Johnson, championship, San Antonio culture, head coaching experience in the NBA, to spend, even though it was less than 12 months.
And play in the same position you do.
Yeah. Sexton. Hartenstein got in his way. Loose ball foul called on the baseline against Colin Sexton. Hartenstein waiting to see what the call was. It was on Hartenstein. The official put up 2 fingers.
I believe so.
But a 55 looks a little different. That'll be the foul on Isaiah. 10 seconds to shoot. Cavaliers a 2-point lead. Artis straight on 3 for the Cavaliers.
He's making 28%. He made 28% of his threes when he was in Orlando.
R.J. Hunter just into the game and already has a three-point attempt on the ledger. Volume shooter has played well here in Summer League for Houston. Get a look at Billy Preston. Never got a chance to play at Kansas. Into the lane, gets the jumper off and banks it home on his first attempt of the afternoon.
You're exactly right. He was a top 15 pick coming in. He was ruled ineligible by Kansas. So he left midway through the season. They were waiting weeks for the NCAA to clear him. He ended up heading over to Bosnia for a cup of coffee, came back, and then worked out for some teams. And I think he's got the two-way deal, right?
As Sexton gets blocked down on the baseline, he does. Preston does have one of those two ways for Cleveland. As Preston commits the foul, and Daniel House will go to the line. The Summer League tournament continues tonight in Las Vegas on NBA TV and on the ESPN app. Toronto and Charlotte coming up at 6 Eastern time over on NBA TV. And the winner of that game will get the winner of this game tomorrow afternoon here at Thomas and Mack in one of the quarterfinal matchups.
2 years ago, Toronto had a free agent point guard out of Wichita State, went undrafted by the name of Fred VanVleet. And Fred cashed in pretty well this offseason, just signing a multi-year deal with the Raptors, the runner-up sixth man of the year. He led probably, in my mind, the best second unit in the NBA a year ago. Guys like Melton and now Trayvon Duvall has checked in, trying to take that same path.
Here's Preston just inside the three-point line, knocking down the perimeter shot. He's 6 feet 10 inches. Smooth, very smooth game, but the word you're hearing from the Cavaliers folks was just the rust factor from not having played a ton this year. Did play a little bit of overseas, as you mentioned.
Billy's going to get a lot of player development down in Canton, but you can just look at, as you mentioned, 6'10", very athletic.
Dakota Mathias, a rookie out of Purdue.
That's not a surprise because he shot almost 50% behind the arc in his entire career at Purdue.
And a foul on the way to the basket. R.J. Hunter, he wants the two. He wants the goaltend as well. He's not going to get the call as we hit the under 3-minute timeout. 2:25 to go. Cavaliers behind some good shooting have the lead.
Now get 50% off all Domino's pizzas when you order online. 50% off sausage pizzas, handmade pan pizzas, even barbecue banana pepper pizzas. If you're into that, this week only get 50% off the menu price of 34 million pizza combinations at Domino's.com.
See?
Oh, dude, are you friends with a real robot?
What? No, man. It's my service.
Oh, that's not awesome at all.
Maybe it's time for a switch.
Switch? Just like that?
Mm-hmm.
Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network and get 3 lines for $100 a month, each with unlimited gigs, and 20 gigs of mobile hotspot on each line. Plus, get up to 3 free phones.
Much better.
There it is.
Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
The Kangaroo's pouch provides comfort and security for the little ones inside. Possibly the inspiration behind Hanes Comfort Flex Fit with a breathable pouch. That and probably this. Hanes Comfort Flex Fit.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, where the Cavaliers, behind 53% shooting, have a 21-13 lead over the Houston Rockets. Rockets have opened 3 of 11 from the field. 7 3-pointers already attempted, only 1 made. They've got 4 2-pointers. And R.J. Hunter at the line for 2. First one from R.J. is good. Hunter, who was a Celtics draft pick, as you see Colin Sexton getting his first rest here in
the cornerstone
his 5th Summer League game.
He is the cornerstone of the post LeBron James era here in Cleveland. You think about it, they've got starters in J.R. Smith and Love and Thompson back. Of course, George Hill and Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr.
All the guys they acquired in trade at the trade deadline last year. Spinning in the lane is Preston. Wouldn't fall, and now Houston gets to run. Hunter's going to pull up from 3 and delivers. And that's the second three-pointer of the quarter.
And that's the Houston style. They want to play that way. And they want those young guys to shoot that 3 ball. And that's why R.J. Hunter is trying to make this team.
Scoochie Smith in the game. He's going to hang in the air, try the window. And the Rockets down 4 will bring it up. Behind Trayvon Duval out of Duke. Lines up Markel Brown, fouled on the 3 by Brodzianski. 3 free throws coming for Markel Brown, 4 years ago drafted, number 44 overall.
Terrific player at Oklahoma State. Had a wonderful career there. Playing for Sean Sutton and Travis Ford. Player of the year in Louisiana coming out of high school.
Had a 2-way deal with the Houston Rockets last year. Not announced officially their 2 ways for this season. Brown misses on the second. Rayon Blake played his college basketball at Idaho. Coming into the game, the Summer League tournament continues tonight in Las Vegas. Here on ESPN2, we'll have the Heat and Celtics. That's our next game up. Philly and Milwaukee, and then the Grizzlies and Jazz will wind it down at 10:30 Eastern time. Second round action here at the Summer League.
And just a reminder, NBA personnel, folks, Isaiah Miles is a free agent.
Yes.
The St. Joe Star looking for a deal. He's going to get a great deal overseas, but boy, would he love to play in the NBA. Phil Martelli said his greatest success story as the coach at St. Joe's.
He lit it up here for us on Thursday for the 30th seeded Philadelphia 76ers who've moved on. Billy Preston fouled. We'll get to the line.
I'll tell you what, Billy Preston looks good. His body is good. He's playing, he looks like he's playing smart. He's got that NBA frame already. And like Mitchell Robinson, because he was out of sight, out of mind a year ago, many people thought coming out of high school he would be a surefire first round, maybe lottery pick. He slides into the second, where, as I mentioned earlier, player development now becomes Billy Preston's best friend if he wants to be an NBA player.
Here's Ty Lue and some assistants watching on courtside. The Cavaliers head coach. Yeah, Preston's got the NBA body and the skill set, and as you said, now it's up to them to sink their teeth in and deliver. The number of players didn't get a chance to play last year. You mentioned Mitchell Robinson. We've got D'Anthony Melton, who was also dealt with the college basketball, the FBI probe into college basketball, and was held out as well. So guys who have had to wait a long time to show what they could do and get back into rhythm and get some of this professional coaching.
It's the beauty of the summer league. It's what I've loved so much about being here year after year, because guys like PJ Tucker, and Draymond Green, and so many good NBA players have come through here, and they didn't light it up the first time through. But they keep grinding away, whether it's overseas, G League, bottom of a roster, and turn themselves into good pros.
Let's watch Preston out of a double. Dakota Mathias. Up fake, got the foul, gets himself to the free throw line. He was also known for great defense in his years at Purdue. A Lima, Ohio native playing, hoping to get a spot with the Cavaliers in the franchise.
He is engaged to the daughter of assistant coach Greg Gary. They get married next spring, I understand. It's not why he played all those minutes. He actually contributed extremely well over 4 years in that resurgence at Purdue under Matt Painter with this guy and Vincent Edwards and Isaac Haas. Purdue had a great program this year. Carson Edwards.
Vincent Edwards, his teammate at Purdue, missing on that shot. R.J. Hunter tried the reverse. Artist tried to rip it away. They'll jump it off at the free throw line. It's always fun, too, when you get the former college teammates getting out to Summer League together.
We've seen that a number of times.
Vincent Edwards, who was Drafted by the Jazz and acquired for cash, second-round pick.
Another Ohio kid out of Middletown, Ohio. Home of the great Jerry Lucas.
That's right. Chris Carter come from Middletown also?
Yes, he did.
Out of bounds will wipe that one out.
2 former Buckeyes.
That's right.
Interestingly enough, Vince Edwards decided to cast his lot with the Purdue Boilermakers.
He went over the state line.
He did.
But he didn't go over the northern state line, right? Or across the lake.
He crossed Interstate 70 and up I-69.
Can always be a little dicey when you go Ohio to Michigan and Michigan to Ohio. Power move. Rayon Blake scores for the Cavs.
And nice dime by Scoochie Smith, former Dayton Flyer.
Final seconds of the quarter, not getting the shot off in time. Cavaliers shot at even 50% in the first quarter, and they've got a 6-point lead.
Join T-Mobile and get Netflix included, so your family can watch what they love in more places. Get an unlimited family plan with Netflix on us. And right now, buy one Samsung Galaxy S9 and get one free.
Now get 50% off all Domino's pizzas when you order online. 50% off sausage pizzas, handmade pan pizzas, even barbecue banana pepper pizzas. If you're into that, this week only get 50% off the menu price of 34 million pizza combinations at Domino's.
I am the DQ Summer Blizzard menu, and just like the name says, I'm here just for summer. In fact, I'm one of 2 reasons summer nights were invented. With flavors like yummy caramel cookie-loaded Twix, s'mores, summer berry cheesecake, Jurassic chop with peanut butter, and cotton candy to be enjoyed on a patio under the stars. The other reason? Convertibles and minivans. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
Love your dress. I got it on sale for $200, but it's more like $415 since I haven't paid off that credit card yet.
That dinner was insane.
Not as insane as us spending another $173 on it this year.
New laptop? Nice.
Thanks. And with credit card interest, I'll spend an extra $1,900 on it.
No one wants to pay more for, well, anything. With a SoFi personal loan, you can lower your interest rates and pay off debt sooner. Find out more at SoFi.com.
Vegas and Fran Fraschilla, Summer League can open up coaches' eyes, can give you a great start to the season, but not always the indicator who's going to be the best young guy at the end of the season.
Exactly. It's the land of opportunity in summer, land of hope. And obviously guys like Valanciunas and Kyle Anderson, who just signed his deal, Tyus Jones, they're good players, you know, and you look at the rookies of the year, and then you look at all the other guys that have grinded their way. They use Summer League to open up some eyes, and I call it, you know, and I mean, this is a compliment. It's like the AA baseball all-star game. Lots of prospects, some ready to go, some not so ready, going to take a while. Some will go overseas, but Summer League is about hope. How about the Knicks? Now, do they have
Talk
hope?
about hope, yeah.
Right? Knox and Mitchell Robinson. How much hope do they have after this Summer League? That's pretty.
Schreier has shown them as well.
Yes.
Billy Preston, again, impressing here in the first half.
Well, you know what? The game is slowing down for him. I just like his poise.
He's got 8 points.
Yeah, I've seen Billy play a lot of basketball. He looks really confident and engaged.
Melton couldn't get the and one. Fouled. We'll get to the free throw line. Rockets been a little loose on the offensive end. Had a turnover to start the quarter and nearly had one there. As DeAnthony Melton will shoot 2. Rockets, 10 of their 20 points have come at the free throw line. 10 for 15 in the opening quarter. And Melton hits the first of 2, his first point of the afternoon.
So DeAnthony Melton is a Southern Cal kid. Went to USC, had a good freshman year, not an unbelievable freshman year, but a solid one. He was declared ineligible by the NCAA in that FBI investigation, and kind of went out of sight. Drafted in the second round, and has played really, really well here in Summer League.
Matthias from the corner knocks out a triple.
Matthias reminds me of a guy who's played well out here in Summer League. Remember Brady Heslop?
Yeah. Played at Baylor, Canadian kid.
Yep. Playing overseas, G League, but he can really shoot it. Look at this.
Just off target for Matthias, who left Purdue top 10 in three-point percentage in NCAA history. I think he was number 6 overall. Melton, nice job getting on the ground to keep that alive for R.J. Hunter.
The difference that you see between the Summer League and NBA players is they make their jump shots. And R.J. Hunter, if he makes that jump shot, he's got a chance to be the player that the Celtics thought they had when they drafted him.
Hartenstein that time. Trying to read it. Here's a look at DeAnthony Melton keeping this alive.
Yeah, and R.J.'s shot ready. Former Georgia State Panther who played for his dad. Of course, he and his dad known for that upset of Baylor in the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago. And here you see DeAnthony Melton. Rockets don't need much.
They re-signed Chris Paul, 4-year contract. They did lose Trevor Ariza, who went to Phoenix on a rich 1-year deal. Luc Mbah a Moute also leaving. 2 big defensive losses. Both guys could shoot threes as well, and Ariza, of course, brings, and Mbah a Moute too. Both guys great clubhouse guys or locker room guys for Mike D'Antoni.
And George, they added James Ennis, but they're probably not done yet. What do you think?
No, I don't think there's any question. Again, they're in the Carmelo Anthony sweepstakes. Not much of a defender at this stage of his career. Certainly not what he was earlier in his career. But offensively, he gives them a lot of punch, certainly. And he's very familiar playing with Chris Paul from his Olympic days. I know Chris has been lobbying for Carmelo to be in Houston. That certainly would be an interesting trio there, him, Harden, and Paul.
And Miami's also talked about, George, what do you think is the best situation for him?
Well, if he wants to be as close to winning a championship as possible, Houston is the obvious choice. If he wants to get shots up, then Miami probably offers him the best opportunity to do that. I could see Eric Spoelstra highlighting him in their offense and making sure that he gets the amount of touches that he's used to. But it just depends on what Carmelo's interested in at this point.
And I think, Kesty, that's a decision for Carmelo Anthony. Is he willing to be the 3rd guy in Houston? Now, we know he's a great player. Think about how easy the game will be for him in Houston with playmakers like Harden and Paul. And by the way, I think he put up a good percentage of threes this year. And I felt like he's always been at his best as the stretch 4, like he was in the Olympics. So it's going to be really interesting which way Carmelo decides to go once they clear that contract situation up in OKC.
About halfway through the season became really a 3-point specialist in that offense. You saw Daryl Morey sitting to the left of us, courtside, the general manager of the Rockets. Been a lot of work done here in Las Vegas, but there's still going to be more to do. There's some restricted free agency, including Clint Capella. There's not a lot of cap space out there. He's fallen into that range. There's Daryl. And also Marcus Smart sitting out there as a restricted free agent. We'll have the Celtics coming up next. Jabari Parker was a restricted free agent, but Bucks kind of did him a favor as they pulled that qualifying offer, and he's signing with the Bulls.
And George, what's your take on Jabari heading to Chicago?
I think it makes a lot of sense for them. Look, I don't know how he was going to fit in Milwaukee moving forward with what they want to do. There's also the injury risk, guys. At this stage, you're dealing with multiple injuries. Chicago seems to be willing to take that chance because, let's face it, we don't expect much from Chicago this year, whereas the Bucks did pretty well even without Jabari for most of the last season or so. So I could see where Milwaukee just said, you know what, it's best for us to cut ties. They did the right thing. Kesty, you and I talked about this before the game today, which it was kind of surprising. You don't normally see a team like Milwaukee rescind their offer like they did to allow him to go in unrestricted free agency.
As Daniel House spins and scores there, and indeed, especially for a team that used a first-round draft pick to select him under an older regime.
You know, from what we understand, they're going to sign Ersan Ilyasova to a 3-year deal, which that makes more sense. It clears things up. Otherwise, signing Parker would have put them way over the cap and been an issue.
And it allows Jabari to head home to his native Chicago. Not that he was far away, only about 90 minutes away in Milwaukee. And really, George and Fran as well, he's had 2 ACLs. And to come back fully from that, maybe this year, we see the 20-point, 6-rebound score we saw before the second ACL. So maybe it works out on a young Chicago team that's, you know, putting some talent there, try to build it back up in the Windy City.
Yeah, they don't have any pressure on them. They can bring him back at their own leisure, and he doesn't have to hurry back. Whereas with Milwaukee, there would be that pressure because they feel like they're a team that can contend in the Eastern Conference to kind of get him out there sooner. So I think it just works best for everybody. And he gets to go home, by the way, too. He's from Chicago.
Absolutely. And out of bounds will trigger the under 6-minute timeout. Cavaliers have the lead here with 5:52 to go first half.
Coverage of MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2018 is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
See?
Oh, dude, are you friends with a real robot?
What? No, man. It's my service.
Oh, that's not awesome at all.
Maybe it's time for a switch.
Switch just like that.
Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network and get 3 lines for $100 a month, each with unlimited gigs, and 20 gigs of mobile hotspot on each line. Plus, get up to 3 free phones.
Much better.
There it is.
Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
Experience the versatility of utility at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Get up to $2,500 customer cash on select 2018 NX300 models.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Huh? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Tomorrow, as Novak Djokovic looks to cement his legacy among Wimbledon greats, can the relentless Kevin Anderson capture his first major? The Gentleman's Championship, tomorrow at 9 a.m. on ESPN.
Boxing legend Manny Pacquiao is back. Power punching belt holder Lucas Matisse is the target as Pac-Man goes for his 60th career win. Live from Malaysia on ESPN Plus, part of your ESPN app, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Cooled off, but still have a lead over Houston, 35-28 here, about midway through this second quarter as we check in with George Sedano.
Thanks, Kessie. I'm here with Tristan Thompson of the Cavs. Tristan, what do you make of this young guy, Colin Sexton? He's been impressive thus far here at Summer League.
No, he's been really good this whole Summer League. You know, I've been watching him play. He's been in attack mode, and I really like what we got.
What is a veteran like you, what will you do when you bring him into the fold once you get into training camp? How will you help him along?
Just try to make his transition as easy as possible. We got a lot of games. It's kind of different in college where, they play 2-3 games. The NBA's a grind, the back-to-backs. Just be in his ear and just telling him, take care of his body. Be patient. He's going to have games where he doesn't feel he's the top of the top. He has games where he doesn't feel like he's done his best. But, stay even, kill. And it's my job, Kevin, our veteran, the veteran guys we have come back to help lead our point guard of the future.
Obviously, LeBron moves on to L.A. Yeah. What do you guys need to do to kind of keep this thing going in the right direction for the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah, we had a great run with LeBron and, 4 straight finals, also winning a championship. That was definitely huge. But with the guys we got now, we got a lot of veteran guys that have had a winning basketball experience, and I think it was great for Larry, Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson to be part of, that final year and that final run, just so that, the situation we're in now, we still got a chance to make the playoffs. We're still a good team, and if you look on paper, we got a lot of talented guys. Adding Colin and some of the other guys that we got playing in Summer League, we're going the right direction.
How does your role change specifically, Tristan?
I think we all got to make adjustments. I think, LeBron was huge. He did a lot for our team, whether it was scoring, rebounding, all over the court. He played, a perfect attendance, played every game in the playoffs. So everyone's just got to be 1% better, and I think if we do that, I would put ourselves in a good position to have a good year.
Tristan, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, George, thanks to Tristan Thompson, who averaged about 6 points, 7 rebounds, had a slow start to last season, but found his way back into the rotation, specifically in the postseason. And that Cavaliers run had to win 2 Game 7s, remember, to get to the finals.
Yeah.
Beat Indiana round 1, Boston in the conference finals.
And if you look at it, between the projected starters and the guys off the bench like George Hill, Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson, on paper, it looks like a competitive team. Now, they're in the East. The East is not the West. I'm not sure that they're necessarily a playoff team yet, but I think they'll be in the hunt for 7 and 8. And I think the East is going to be a little bit better than people think. And this kid's playing well. Daniel House has had a good first half. But
11 points missing there. Sexton will be battling with George Hill, who was brought over from Sacramento at the trade deadline. Hill, $19 million, 1 year left on his contract.
Well, and George Hill will be a great mentor to Colin Sexton. He really will. Whether Sexton starts right away or not. Watch him go left.
Anthony Melton off his first basket of the game, and Carl White missing there.
You know, a team I really like, I think has done a great job in the offseason is Indiana. You look at getting Doug McDermott and Tyreek Evans, Sabonis, Evans, both starters coming off the bench. You got to have that good second unit. Cleveland up 5 as we go to break, Kesty.
That's the only one that needed to call. Something big is coming to Dave & Buster's. The all-new Jurassic World VR Expedition game is here, and it's larger than life. Now you won't just play the game. You'll come face-to-face with your favorite dinosaurs, run alongside raptors, and battle a T-Rex, just like the movie. Put on your headset, strap in, and experience the exhilarating action of Jurassic World like never before. Only at Dave & Buster's. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom now playing.
Hey! No! I don't know where I am! It's raining!
Sir, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Make your heading 240. Reach under your seat.
What? These are just express grooming products!
Stay with me. Put on the deodorant.
I can't see how this will help.
Pull out the pomade and apply it. Start your descent.
Where's that runway?
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Use Old Spice.
She knows best.
40 on 2. I really need a job.
This is telemarketing.
You want to make some money here? Use your white voice. My white voice.
Hey, Mr. Kramer. This is Langston from Regal View.
We'll be getting that out to you right away.
You smell great.
You smell great. I hope you have a good day. Hope you have a better week. I hope your month is full of successful days. I hope you just come up, brother.
Sorry to bother you. Rated R. Now playing.
The Junior NBA World Championship is the NBA's first ever global youth basketball tournament for top 13 and 14-year-old boys and girls teams from around the world. The inaugural event at ESPN Wide World of Sports in Orlando will feature 32 teams that will compete this August on Fox and FS1. To learn more, visit juniornba.com/world championship. Right here, Cavaliers with a 5-point lead, and the number 8 pick, Colin Sexton, driving and kicking. John Holland's pass intercepted. There's the foul, the continuation, count the basket. Vincent Edwards, a chance at a 3-point play.
Nice little step through right here by the former Purdue Boilermaker. Just trying to make an impression on that guy, Daryl Morey.
We were here for their comeback win over Golden State last Sunday, and Darryl was on his feet at the end of that game as well. A comeback down 17 points. Houston has played 4 games in the Summer League, and they've won all 4. 8-0 run to get within 2 here.
And that G League team down in Rio Grande Valley has always been successful. You know, winning breeds winning, no matter what level.
Sexton had his shot blocked. Marcus Lee came up with it, couldn't convert, and then commits the foul from behind. Sexton gets called for the foul. Houston, which struggled, Fran, from outside early in the first quarter, their outside shooting has started this comeback.
They're not going to stop shooting threes if they're open, because that's what they're trying to find, actually. They're trying to find somebody off the bench that can make shots and continue the pace of which they play.
Here's Edwards lining up a 3, misses that time. Out of bounds before Hartenstein could save it. I work with John Barry a lot during the regular season. He's probably on his second 18 holes at this point today, somewhere in Atlanta. But every time we do Rockets games, he always tells me how much he would have loved to play for Mike D'Antoni. That red light on the 3-point shooters never goes to yellow, let alone red.
Well, exactly. And the other thing about Mike D'Antoni, he's a brilliant offensive mind. Remember, it hasn't been just threes. They isolated well in the playoffs. It's not like he coaches one style. And that's an ill-advised bullet pass by Daniel House.
7th turnover. House's pass ended up in about the 10th row. We've had a couple of those from Houston today.
You know, I know you know the story of Mike D'Antoni, right? He played at Marshall, played for the Kansas City Kings, and didn't have much success. Went over to Italy, where he became a megastar. And in becoming a megastar, he became a coach. And then became a megastar coach in Italy.
That's right.
And he brought back a style of play, first to the Denver Nuggets and then to the Phoenix Suns. This wide open, 4 out, 1 in. Big guys shoot it, shoot the threes. And it's now part of NBA basketball. And this guy's going to like playing in that kind of style. Colin Sexton for the Cavs.
I remember 7 seconds or less, or 8 seconds or less, whatever.
7 seconds.
7 seconds or less. As Melton throws his body into that one and got a turnover with his back to Jamel Artis. Can't hit on the 3, but everybody was up on the Houston bench that time. That was a nice job by D'Anthony.
I don't think I've ever seen a guy sit. You talk about eyes in the back of your head. Watch the finish right here by Melton. There's the finish. Let's watch him now. He's not even watching the basketball. Now that is eyes in the back of your head.
Literally. Nice job by Melton. Second round pick, number 46 overall by Houston. House couldn't get it, but a foul against Cleveland. 2:16 to go here in this first half. We'll send Isaiah Hartenstein to the free throw line. Actually, it'll be out of bounds, non-shooting foul. That's the 5th team foul of the quarter. Hartenstein feeds Dang Adele out of bounds to Houston. Dang Adele, undrafted out of Louisville. Of course, was teammates with Donovan Mitchell, who's been all over Summer League here. Said he's been getting some advice from the Utah Jazz super rookie, getting set for his 2nd season. Adele's got a shot from outside. Goes inside to Hartenstein. Tied game.
That's 7-1 right there, and only 21 years old. Isaiah Hartenstein moving really well.
First field goal of the afternoon. He's got 5 points here in this second round matchup. And he's going to defend Colin Sexton as he did a couple times to open the game. Foul on Hartenstein. That's his 3rd.
A little playful back and forth there between the big German and the youngster from Georgia. I told you, Hartenstein's got to make him go right.
Hartenstein halfway to his foul usage. Only gets 6 here in the tournament. He's got 3. And 99 seconds to go in the half. Colin Sexton, who is coming off his best game of the Summer League. He's actually put together back-to-back 20-point games, but he also had 7 assists in their first round win over Sacramento the other day, and they wanted to see a little bit more playmaking as well, and guys were making shots off his passes.
Yeah, and you're going to see that. He's going to have a very good rookie year. What you love about this kid is it wasn't until the beginning of his senior year in high school that the high school basketball world, the rankers, the recruiting guys took notice, and he's always played with that chip on his shoulder of having something to prove, and that chip on the shoulder has carried him to this point as a lottery pick. He was the MVP of the under-17 World Championship gold medal team, coached by Don Showalter, who, by the way, just won it again down in Argentina.
Congratulations.
Yep, to Don and the USA team. It's just an incredible run. I think Don is, I'm going to get this wrong, but he's something like 64-0.
He's got a Coach K-like record.
Better.
He got the O.
Yeah,
he
has an O. There's an O by the losses.
Colin Sexton has 10 points in the first half. This is Billy Preston, who's shown some flashes. Backing down Vincent Edwards. Whoa. Nearly knocked down the spinning fade from the baseline.
Billy Preston had Vincent Edwards going around in circles.
Edwards on the attack. Numbers for the Cavaliers. Beautiful feed from Artis and finish from Colin Sexton.
That was a laser pass. Sexton with the finish at the rim. Young Bull getting it done in Vegas.
No. Cancel, please.
Being in the know is a good thing. That's why Discover will alert you if your social security number is found on any one of thousands of risky sites.
If you live with diabetes, why fingerstick when you can scan? With the Freestyle Libre, a continuous glucose monitoring system, you can check your glucose levels anytime without fingersticks. With the Freestyle Libre system, just scan the sensor and manage your diabetes. You can do it without fingersticks. Freestyle Libre is available with a prescription at participating pharmacies. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
Cavaliers have the lead, and behind the number 8 overall draft pick, Colin Sexton leading the way in the first half.
And he's playing with a smile on his face and a chip on his shoulder, which is his MO. Attack, attack, attack. And as we mentioned a couple times, no, LeBron's gone. It's a new era in Cleveland. They'll take their bumps and bruises, but it's a nice young guy to build around. And when you look at the league, think about it, Kesty, you see this league all year long. To have a dynamic player like a Damian Lillard, a John Wall, a Russell Westbrook, on and on in this league, he fits that mold, that lead guard that can both score and distribute.
Got 12 points this afternoon, just 4 of 13 from the field, but he's been to the line 5 times as they isolate on the right side and able to score. Trayvon Duval, the rookie from Duke.
Isn't it amazing 2 years ago that Trayvon Duval was ranked way higher than Colin Sexton? And he was a second-round pick.
Yep. Think about Zaire Smith, who we saw from Philly. And 14 and counting in the first half for Colin Sexton.
There it is. He's that one-arm bandit going left, hitting that slot machine at the end.
And that encapsulates exactly what his 10 days thus far in Las Vegas have been about. He's sped up the game. They've asked him to quicken the pace, and if he could break down the defense, he has been willing to yield the body. 3-point play for Sexton.
And I mentioned that left hand because I watched him closely, studied him for the draft, studied him during the season, and believe me, he'll be great going to his right in time. It's just that he's got a fastball, and that fastball is to the left hand, and he's going to stick with it.
Duval driving, hanging. Nice finish for Daniel House, who's trying to match Colin Sexton on the other end. He's got 15. And a turnover as Houston does it again on the other end.
I'll tell you, let's go back to House because, you know, I'm not sure what his contract situation is, but he's an ideal guy to finish out this Rockets roster, especially after losing Ariza and Mbah a Moute. Daniel House, who played some with the Phoenix Suns, he's had some injuries, but I've really been impressed with his energy over the course of this week as a young veteran player.
Would be a homecoming of sorts for Daniel House from Missouri City, Texas, in the Houston area.
Absolutely. He's an Aggie.
About 5 seconds difference on the shot clock. Adele from deep. He has taken 5 3-point attempts in Summer League. He's made them all.
Oh, that's smooth right there.
5 for 5.
Yep. Nice drive again by House to set up Deng Adele.
Rockets have tied the game, and the final shot can belong to the Cavaliers. Scoochie Smith, undrafted a year ago out of Dayton. At the top with no Sexton on the floor. Smith with 4. Smith with 2. Preston. O'Connor might have got a hand on that one, and we have a 50-50 game at halftime. Sexton and House, your leading scorers, each with 15 points. Coming up at halftime, we'll learn more about technology and innovation here at Summer League.
Dude, are you friends with a real robot?
No, man, it's my service.
Maybe it's time for a switch.
Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network and get 3 lines for $100 a month, each with unlimited gigs and 20 gigs of mobile hotspot on each line.
Now get 50% off all Domino's pizzas when you order online. 50% off sausage pizzas, handmade pan pizzas, even barbecue banana pepper pizzas. If you're into that, this week only get 50% off the menu price of 34 million pizza combinations at Domino's.com.
It's easy to think that all money managers are pretty much the same. But while some push high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some advisors have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management.
The 2018 T-Mobile Home Run Derby, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
I love shopping online for my pets at Chewy.com. With Chewy, I always get low prices on all my pet food and supplies. When we brought home our new puppy, we needed to get all the essentials. With Chewy, I knew we'd get amazing deals. There are always great prices on our dog's food, our cat's litter, and toys and treats for everyone. Plus, Chewy delivers right to my door for free. With low prices just a click away, there's no need to shop anywhere else.
Save 20% on your first order today. Shop online at Chewy.com.
Hello. Let's go for a ride on a Peloton. Let's go grab a couple thousand friends and chase each other up a hill. Let's go make a personal best, then beat it with your personal better than best. Let's go bring the world's best instructors right to you. Better yet, let's go bring the entire New York studio live. Let's go anytime, anywhere, with anyone who's willing. And let's go do it all right here. Ready to go? Peloton.
Boxing legend Manny Pacquiao is back. The sport's history-making 8-division world champion returns to the ring, and it's only on ESPN+. Power punching belt holder Lucas Matisse is the target. As Pac-Man goes for his 60th career win, it's Manny Pacquiao's return, live from Malaysia on ESPN+, part of your ESPN app, Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Big basketball fan Manny Pacquiao, all business tonight, boxing from Malaysia. Meanwhile, we are at the half here in Las Vegas. You know the NBA season never ends. They try out new players here in Las Vegas. They also test out a lot of new technology. The NBA has long viewed Summer League in Las Vegas as an innovation lab, and this year's really taken it to new heights. In addition to the Coaches Challenge, which fans are well aware of, there's been a lot of additional unique and advanced elements brought to Vegas, including getting close and personal with the young stars in today's game with wired and locker room access. Stars on the court aren't the only things fans get access to either.
Let's get a stop right out here. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Defense.
We got to play harder than them. All right, this is the challenge. All right, let's go.
Save it. Save it. I'm right here with you. Come here. All right, boy. Way to get us going, man. Way to get some deflections. Yes, sir.
Bob called me and he said, "You're not going to believe this, but we have a shot at DeMarcus Cousins." And we just felt like we didn't have enough all-stars. So
Fans have also been able to experience other innovative technology like VR tech, AR portaling, and ear cam, an entire game shot in 9:16 vertical view, and of course, the Sky Cam that continues to serve as a key component in today's broadcast.
Sky Cam, how you doing?
Great new views from Skycam here at Summer League. We are at the half. The Rockets and the Cavaliers, our second half, coming up next.
Some believe if it's not German, it's not luxury performance. So we brought these Infiniti SUVs to Germany with American families to drive them.
This truck is only for German luxury auto, not for family or SUV.
VC Turbo. It's like 2 engines in one. How did Germany not do that first?
Keine Kinder auf der Strecke.
The Infiniti family of SUVs. There's nothing traditional about it. Let your new legacy begin at the Infiniti Summer Sales Event. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna leave it all on the mat. Because that's what I do when I get it done so I can do it. Yeah!
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
When you come to Las Vegas, you need to pack 2 different types of outfits. Something to show you're ballin', and something to play ballin'. Watch the next wave of NBA stars strut their stuff in Vegas.
I want to leave my mark in Las Vegas Summer League. I've always performed better when the lights are brighter. I just want to leave my impact.
Fans will walk away thinking he's going to be the new face of the NBA.
Watch them ball in the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2018. Check local listings.
Don't waste your time and money at the chain store. They got the best auto parts, brake parts, suspension parts, and dealer parts too. Local website so easy to use. The lowest prices, fast delivery too. All the parts your car will ever need. All the savvy folks are buying parts at rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
In the early 80s, two guys were born. Their names were Jeff and Andy. They grew up, developed facial hair, and one day, while buying razors, they wondered,
why do razors cost so much?
Jeff and Andy were confused, so they started their own razor company. They even bought a factory in Germany.
They bought my factory.
They made razors that looked like they were designed on Earth, not in space. And by manufacturing the razors themselves, Harry's is able to offer a quality shave at a fraction of the price. Go to harrys.com now to get started. Harry's, the shaving company that's fixing shaving.
Welcome back to the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League. Our first game up of the day at the Thomas & Mack Center. Second round action and still to be decided. We are split 50-50 between the Cavaliers and the Rockets here at halftime at the Thomas & Mack Center. Frank Fraschilla, George Sedano, I'm Mark Kestisher. Good first half. We talked about Colin Sexton at the top. What an outstanding summer league he's had, and he has delivered in the first half for the Cavs.
Yes, and some of the teams have shut down their first-round picks already. It's been a long week, but not the Cavaliers as long as they have a chance to maybe win a summer league championship. And this young man has been everything as advertised. That's the number 8 pick in the draft. And the thing that you would just say about him, Kesty, is electric. He's got an electric game. Coast to coast, the athleticism, the intensity, the chip on the shoulder, and has done a really good job in the first half. Anthony Melton's not making shots, but he's been solid as well. But for the Rockets, it's been a guy that's just trying to stay in the NBA. Daniel House out of Texas A&M, cup of coffee with the Phoenix Suns, and remains to be seen whether the Rockets have a spot. But plenty of teams are still here watching this guy just to see if maybe they can find a guy that can fill out their roster and contribute off the bench. He's been solid all week long.
Daniel House with his 15 points, couple of three-pointers in the first half. 2 of the 6 three-pointers for the Houston Rockets. Much better three-point shooting in the second quarter for Houston after they trailed this game by as many as 10. Somebody's summer league will end today. There were consolation games yesterday if you had lost in the first round, but now loser goes home, winner advance all the way to the championship game, which is Tuesday night on ESPN.
Entertaining first half.
There was, and you get a sense, look, for the Cavaliers, obviously, we're not going to see Cedi Osman today. Ante Zizic is back in Croatia, in his homeland, getting set to watch the World Cup final with his family tomorrow. But the young guys that are out here, little shorter rotations, guys that had two-way contracts. There's a look at Cedi as he watches from the sideline. These guys are probably going to be going down the stretch of this ball game.
Yeah, and you know what? They got a good look at Zizic and Cedi, both who were the leading scorers, about 19-20 a game. So they were solid. Zizic was a man in the paint throughout this summer league before heading back to that beautiful country of Croatia with 4.5 million people.
How about that? Just over 4 million people. It's going to be their first World Cup final, taking on the French team that actually knocked them out of the Final Four. It was back in 1998 when France won its only World Cup, and he'll be with family and friends.
You know, my Croatian friends, of which I have a few, they tell me that soccer and water polo are as big a sports, if not bigger, than even basketball. We think of basketball because of all the NBA guys that they've produced. They've got a great soccer culture there since the division of the former Yugoslavia.
And as you said, just coming off the war-torn years 20 years ago, as Daniel House scores again.
He's a schoolyard bully out here, okay?
Yep.
He's been in the summer league a few times. He knows what to do.
He's done this before, undrafted. In 2016, played a game with the Wizards as a rookie, got 23 games in with the Phoenix Suns. Last year on a two-way contract. And as you said, don't know if it's just a numbers game with Houston. Coming to Summer League with the Rockets, but showing all that are here, scout-wise, House's ability as he misses from the wing. Carl White with the hard drive right to the 10. Carl White now 25 years of age. Played with the Miami Heat for a couple of years. Actually was traded at the deadline last year to Atlanta and Wade, and that's when the Cavaliers picked him up. and was on their roster most of the postseason, though we didn't see any action. This ball foul is going to go against Cleveland and John Holland.
John Holland, former Boston University star, Fordham Prep in the Bronx, and I got familiar with John Holland because he played for the Puerto Rican national team at one point.
Here's Melton cut off on the baseline. 5 to shoot. House trying to get contact, none called. 1 to shoot. It goes in. Will they count it? I think we might have a challenge here.
No, you can't challenge it.
Oh, under 2 minutes.
Yeah,
that's right.
The coach can't challenge it unless it's under 2.
James Posey got up and he started slamming on the green light.
He thought he was playing Family Feud.
That's right. Yeah, by the naked eye, that felt about a half second too late.
Yep.
I want to challenge everything at any time.
I always had that clock in my head as a coach, and more often than not, before the replay, I'm right. And it's not any great skill. It's just that you know, your brain says no good, no good.
There's a clock in your head.
Yeah, you got to have that. Good players have it.
Another turnover by the Houston Rockets.
So let's hope this is a big playoff game here. Let's hope. Take a look. Ball's in his hands. Clock's at 0. Now the light did the lights come on?
Yep. You can see that.
Yeah.
Bar right across the top of the backboard.
Okay. Yep.
2 points counted, and that's the difference in the ball game. Rockets with the lead. Late shot clock offense again for Cleveland here with a Carl White going to pull up over Hartenstein.
Hartenstein did a good job of moving his feet. And if you're going to be a big man in this league at this point in time, you better guard out on the perimeter.
Daniel House connecting again from outside. 22 points for Daniel House, and we're not even halfway through this third quarter.
Well, here's the deal. Daniel House is playing in the NBA this year. If it's with the Houston Rockets, he'd be thrilled, I'm sure. But he is an NBA player.
There's going to be a roster, and there's going to be a GM who's been watching him the last week and a half. Still on Powell's agent.
Guys like Marcus Lee, the former Cal and Kentucky player, he's got a tough decision because he's played well today, and the question is for him and his agent, do I take a G League job with the hopes of maybe making the league, or I go out of sight, out of mind and make a couple $100 grand and go overseas? But Daniel House, Texas A&M Aggie, former Phoenix Sun, he's letting everybody know I can play.
Dude, are you friends with a real robot?
No, man, it's my service.
Maybe it's time for a switch.
Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network and get 3 lines for $100 a month, each with unlimited gigs and 20 gigs of mobile hotspot on each line.
Now get 50% off all Domino's pizzas when you order online. 50% off sausage pizzas, handmade pan pizzas, even barbecue banana pepper pizzas. If you're into that, this week only get 50% off the menu price of 34 million pizza combinations at Domino's.com.
Hey, babe.
Where are you, Slowpoke?
Right behind you.
Play just got serious in the all-new Toyota Avalon.
Let's get this show started.
Thank you guys so much.
Celebrate the year's greatest moments in sports with the most unforgettable plays, the biggest upsets, and the moments that inspire. Who will reign supreme?
And the ESPY goes to...
Danica Patrick hosts The ESPYs, live Wednesday, 8, 7 Central on ABC.
Coming up here on ESPN2, the NBA Summer League rolls on. We'll have the Heat and Celtics coming up for you next. Sixers and Bucks after that. And then we wrap up with Memphis and Utah, 10:30 Eastern Time. All 3 games streaming live on the ESPN app.
I was impressed early in the week with Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since, but I like him. And If the Jazz hit on him the way they hit on Donovan Mitchell, they'll have another young piece for that surprisingly good Jazz team that battled a lot of injuries last year. That's the main reason I say they were surprisingly good. They had to deal with Rudy Gobert being out a third of the year.
And nobody knew Donovan Mitchell was going to become Donovan Mitchell. Corner three try, Holland no. R.J. Hunter able to secure that rebound. Grayson Allen in 2 games played here at the Summer League with Utah. 16.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, and over 4 assists. Very productive.
Exactly. You know when you know you're good is when someone says, we're looking for the next Donovan Mitchell out here.
And if you do that 12 months later, that's even more impressive.
Yeah.
R.J. Hunter was on a 2-way deal with the Rockets last year. As you said, guys that are playing for their professional lives.
You know, there's a guy that came out here 3 years ago and averaged 3.7 points a game, but ran the team well. Kid from Arizona, I think his name is McConnell. TJ McConnell.
Something like that, yeah.
And he ended up with a, you know, being in a pretty good spot with the Sixers.
Artist scoring at the rim for Cleveland.
So it's not just the points, it's the poise.
House a deep 3. Bolton's tip won't go, and here's Sexton. Fouled from behind. He had his eye on that rim, and now will shoot 2 more free throws.
Can't stop him going left. You can't stop him in transition is the key, and he's going to get a lot of opportunities. You know how slow Cleveland played because they had to run everything through the.
They were 28th and 24th in pace the last couple of years.
They had to run everything through the big guy. They weren't going to run it. They weren't going to run any offense until LeBron got to his spot. But it may be a little bit different type philosophy this year with this young bull at the foul line.
Ty Lue, the head coach, looking, and you know he's already scheming in his head. How can I use him even better? Look, nobody's going to 1-for-1 take LeBron's spot, so that's not the pressure that Colin Sexton is facing. But as a team, when you look at J.R. Smith and Kevin Love, you heard from Mr. Thompson on the sideline as well, and Jetty Osman.
So you and I talked about this, and we're going to ask George about this. I think Kevin Love has a chance to have a Kevin Love Minnesota type season. And talking to the assistant coaches before the game, they love Jetty. They love Osman. They think that if he shoots it better, they got themselves a really good young player. And George, different direction for this Cavs team.
Yeah, no question about it, and I think you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. For them to be competitive, they're going to need the Minnesota Kevin Love to be out there getting you 24 and 12 or whatever it was he was getting when he was with Minnesota. They've got a good mix of veteran guys, as Tristan Thompson is out here. We saw him earlier, got a chance to speak to him. J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, George Hill, Larry Nance, and Jordan Clarkson. And then you mentioned Jetty Osman, right? Ante Zizic, those guys will probably get some run, and Colin Sexton. So it'll be interesting in an Eastern Conference that's clearly up for grabs. Can they be a team that can sneak into an 8 seed or maybe a 7 seed?
Well, that's pretty amazing, George, when you think about where they were 4 years ago when LeBron went to Miami and the bottom fell out and they ended up getting the #1 pick and they got Kyrie Irving. And in fact, they had 3 #1 picks over that stretch of time. 2 that hit, and they used one of them in Andrew Wiggins to get Kevin Love. And those Minnesota numbers you were talking about was 25 and 10. Those were the numbers he was regularly putting up.
Well, Fran and Kesty, the third slot when you play with LeBron, the guy who plays the third big man role, right, of the big 3. In this case, it's Kevin Love. Previous to that, it was Chris Bosh. And we could get back to that when we're done with the break.
We will indeed. Houston with a lead of 3 points. Final 3 minutes of the third quarter here in Vegas.
The Employee of the Year, Anna.
Progress is in the pursuit. Audi will cover your first month's lease payment on select models during the summer of Audi sales event.
The Kangaroo's pouch provides comfort and security for the little ones inside. Possibly the inspiration behind Hanes Comfort Flex Fit with a breathable pouch. That and probably this. Hanes Comfort Flex Fit.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Tomorrow, as Novak Djokovic looks to cement his legacy among Wimbledon greats, can the relentless Kevin Anderson capture his first major? The Gentleman's Championship, tomorrow at 9 a.m. on ESPN.
The 2018 T-Mobile Home Run Derby, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
In Las Vegas, and this is what the Cavaliers are facing post LeBron James for the second time. A quarter of their scoring last year, a fifth of their rebounds, nearly 40% of their assists, and George Sedano, 20% of their steals. Those are the shoes, the many shoes and large shoes that the Cavaliers will have to face. So that's a very valuable t-shirt. NBA Finals 2017.
Yeah, Kesty, look, there's just no way you can fill that role, right? Like, even as a collective, I think they've got some talent on the roster. But again, if you look at the Vegas odds, they're 200-1 to win the championship. They have, at the moment, the 7th or 8th best odds, depending on what site you're looking at or what casino you're looking at as far as the Eastern Conference teams are concerned. So they'll probably be in that mix, fighting in for an 8 seed and a playoff spot. But that's if everything breaks right, because if they have any sorts of injuries, I just don't know if they can count on any of the guys that they have on this roster.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if they're a 500 team, but again, they have no cap room with or without LeBron James.
And as good as the West is, you know that with the obvious teams, Toronto and Philly, Boston, Indiana came on strong. Milwaukee is adding. They're going to be better. Reggie Jackson comes back in Detroit. That's a pretty good big three with Drummond and Blake Griffin. Washington has that outstanding backcourt. You know, so there's there's an uphill climb. But they've got some guys that know how to win.
They do. I mean, look, you take Cleveland as the team, theoretically, who falls out of that 8, and then you say, okay, who didn't make the playoffs this year that could move in? And I don't know if any of those teams that were in the lottery are making that jump. So the Cavaliers could be in that mix, as George said.
The Pistons probably are that team if Blake is healthy and Andre Drummond and Reggie Jackson are back in the lineup, as Fran was pointing out. I think that probably would be one of the teams that could climb back in. But, you know, before we went to break, I was trying to say about how the guy who plays the third role on those LeBron teams, it's a thankless job, really.
It has been traditionally, right?
Yeah,
Chris Bosh before, and now Kevin Love.
Right, and Chris warned Kevin, right? If you remember, he said, look, man, playing with LeBron is great, but it's not easy. And Kevin Love learned that. So I am curious to see if Kevin Love can be the featured guy again, if he's going to welcome that role like he did in Minnesota. It's been a number of years since then now.
Artist fouled here, and I just hope he can stay healthy so we can see it for the entire season.
I think the health is key for Kevin, because there were times during the year where he looked like the T-Wolves 25 and 12 guy, and I think I could see him going 23 and 12 this year. People forget about the NBA, and I'm around college a lot. The NBA game is longer, so the stats are a little bit more enlarged. And for Kevin to go on this team next year to go get 23, 24, and 12, I think he may. George, you know, I got a funny feeling, as much as it's going to impact the winning that LeBron has gone. And this is just truth serum now. I think some of those guys kind of want to. I think Kevin Love kind of wants to see if he can get back to being Kevin Love.
I'm sure he does, but it's going to be. There's probably going to be this sense of, okay, I can do this again, and I'm going to rebuild my own game and show off my particular set of skills. But come about February or March, when they may be out of the playoff hunt, if that indeed is the case and they're not fighting for a playoff spot, that stuff wears off quick after a certain point.
Yep.
There's a look. It's been a while since those salad days with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Put up outstanding numbers, was a member of the national team, USA team as well, in those youthful days. Houston over the limit in team fouls here in this third quarter, as the Cavs and Rockets Summer League teams playing for a spot in the quarterfinals tomorrow. Cavaliers within 2. Free throws by Brayon Blake. Playing right now with Colin Sexton on the bench. R.J. Hunter's 3, no. Scoochie Smith, the backup point for the Summer League team. Matthias about a foot inside the three-point arc, knocks down a deep 2.
He's going to make money somewhere. That's one of those kids that can play in the D-League for sure. He can make really good money overseas.
Artis knocking the ball out of bounds. 14 to shoot for Houston with 1:06 to go here in the third.
Elida High School in the Lima area, as you mentioned, west central Ohio, towards that Indiana border.
At 250 three-pointers, a school record at Purdue. Well defended by the Cavaliers and Billy Preston.
You know, who's having a great career in Europe, was out here in the Summer League a lot like these guys. Remember Kevin Pangos?
Yes.
Gonzaga?
Yep.
Kevin was here, I think, 1 year with the Mavericks. Might have been here another time, and he just signed a very lucrative deal in Spain. He's one of the best young point guards in Europe, and for him to leave a great contract to come here and be a third-string point guard doesn't make much financial sense for some of these guys.
Offensive rebound, Preston, and foul. We know all the GMs for the NBA have been here at any point in time in Las Vegas. What's the percentage of international guys? All these games are televised, which also makes it easier for folks all around the world, whether they get it on the app as well.
Yeah, but this is like a convention, so a lot of European GM coaches, and we have it. There you go. That gentleman right there, Dejan Milojevic, a former really good player in Serbia. He's now the coach of Mega B-Max, KK Mega B-Max, which has produced a lot of draft picks recently. A guy I know you've heard of, a kid named Jokic.
Heard of Jokic. Done a pretty good job.
Nikola Jokic.
Nice payday with Denver.
Yep. They produced a lot of draft picks, and Dejan over here. And what all the teams do, he's over here as what we call, he's an assistant coach on the Summer League team. And it's a great way, again, for the global world to continue to shrink. San Antonio did this early. Everybody pretty much does it now. You bring a guy over from Europe, and it just gives you, it just develops relationships, connections. If you do call on him in a year or two, hey, how good is that kid you played against? As you see, our guy Joe Chi, who's sitting out today, the young man from China. So this global basketball game is just incredible.
As Markel Brown is fouled on a three-point attempt. Joe Chi played very well for Houston in the Summer League. They say it was very minor left calf strain. They probably had seen enough from him anyway, but not playing him. And he's played actually pretty well here in Las Vegas, coming off his G League season and a chance to practice with the Rockets all year long. 32 seconds to go in the third, and the Summer League tournament continues tonight in Las Vegas here on ESPN2. Our next game up, the Heat and the Celtics, 6:30 Eastern time. Then at 8:30 Eastern, Sixers and Bucks, Memphis and Utah at 10:30 Eastern. Summer League playoff basketball deep into the night here in second round knockout action. Markel Brown, who played 2 years with the Brooklyn Nets, played overseas in Russia. It's tied the game at 70. 6 ties, 6 lead changes. This is a more traditional 5-12 matchup. You know, we're talking about 30 versus 3. All 30 teams playing here in Vegas for the first time.
Look at that speed by Scoochie.
Missed the reverse. Billy Preston trying to get a handle on it.
Nice.
Duval against Artis on the other end. Foul by Artis. 7.6 to go in the quarter.
And Jamal's not going to let Trayvon Duval dunk on him. Good outlet by the big fella, Hartenstein. Trayvon Duval. This is the harsh reality of pro basketball. Probably in some people's minds the #1 high school point guard in the country coming in. And there's the rankings. And right now, I watched him play quite a bit. We had him at the Steph Curry camp a number of times. Right now, he is fighting for an NBA job.
He only shot 29% from the field In his year at Duke, he did score double figures and had over 5 assists.
It's really hard right now to play in the NBA as a guard if you cannot shoot with high accuracy.
End of the third quarter, poked away, 2 seconds to go from 60 feet. Just wide right, Markel Brown. Colin Sexton, 17 points. Daniel House has 25, and Houston by 1 as we go to the fourth.
Now get 50% off all Domino's pizzas when you order online. 50% off sausage pizzas, handmade pan pizzas, even barbecue banana pepper pizzas. If you're into that, this week only get 50% off the menu price of 34 million pizza combinations at Domino's.com.
Check out Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's for big savings during our summer sale. Like select men's short sleeve shirts for under $15. A 120-quart Igloo cooler for under $50. Plus, bring the kids for free workshops and activities.
I love shopping online for my pets at Chewy.com. With Chewy, I always get low prices on all my pet food and supplies. When we brought home our new puppy, we needed to get all the essentials. With Chewy, I knew we'd get amazing deals. There are always great prices on our dog's food, our cat's litter, and toys and treats for everyone. Plus, Chewy delivers right to my door for free. With low prices just a click away, there's no need to shop anywhere else.
Save 20% on your first order today. Shop online at Chewy.com.
Hello. Let's go for a ride on a Peloton. Let's go grab a couple thousand friends and chase each other up a hill. Let's go make a personal best, then beat it with your personal better than best. Let's go bring the world's best instructors right to you. Better yet, let's go bring the entire New York studio live. Let's go anytime, anywhere, with anyone who's willing. And let's go do it all right here. Ready to go? Peloton.
Rockets by 1, 71-70. And Daniel House, former Texas A&M Aggie, has been the catalyst for this lead after 3. Just trying to make a team has been impressive. Really the go-to guy for this Rockets Summer League team, and does not mind shooting the 3 because that's the Rocket style, but you also got to love the energy and the defense and the scrappiness of Daniel House.
Bang Adele getting a hand in there. The Summer League Rockets have 33-point attempts up through 3 10-minute quarters. And here they come with Trayvon Duval at the point. Trying to reach the quarterfinals, and Duval will get himself to the free throw line here in the opening 27 seconds as Daniel House watches from the bench to start this fourth quarter.
Trayvon Duval, you say, well, why wouldn't he stay at Duke? He really didn't have any first-round opportunities. Well, they've got Tyus Jones' little brother Trey coming in. So if you're a one-and-done guy and you go to Duke or Kentucky, you have to take the risk that if you're not a first-round pick, you're pretty much stuck because you're not going to fight for playing time at Duke with Trey Jones. That makes no sense.
It doesn't. It reminds me a little bit, if you want to take the chance, was it Aaron Holiday at UCLA with Lonzo Ball coming in a couple of years ago and
great point.
Accepted bench or off ball, came back, had a chance to lead UCLA last year and turned himself into a first rounder.
Great point. Yep. Started as a freshman, then again as a junior. And saw Aaron at the airport yesterday. He was pleased with his performance. Pacers got a good, solid young guard.
But that's good advice, right? I mean, you've got, well, first of all, you've got 2 brothers that are in the NBA.
Yes. Well, he had a great season. I love the way he played. It's a great pass right there by Trayvon. But, you know, getting back to the Duke and Kentucky thing, I can't imagine it's got to be fun to coach guys where the pressure is on to get them into the league. Because for every Anthony Davis, there's an Isaiah Briscoe who's fighting his way back in, or Trey Duval is right now on the outside looking in, as are the Harrison twins. On the other hand, you look at a place like Villanova, who does not recruit one-and-done guys, and, you know, you always say, well, Villanova doesn't produce pros, right? They produced some pros here the last 2 or 3 years.
And from a coaching perspective, laying the clock shot here, or shot clock rather, as Brown gets fouled. From the coach's perspective, under the rules that are set up currently, you can't wait. You got to get that next recruiting class going. You get an idea if you're going to withdraw, as Trayvon Duval did, and then Mike Krzyzewski's got to move on to the next.
Exactly. And You know, Duke and Kentucky can do that with the one-and-dones, but it can't be fun to coach that way.
Hartenstein commits the foul as Scoochie Smith was about to beat him down the middle of the lane.
This kid, Scoochie Smith, he's an interesting story. He played at Dayton for Archie Miller, had a great career. You know, a league that's really starting to produce NBA talent, we see it with, you know, guys like Aaron Baines. How about the Australian NBL? All of a sudden, that league is coming up. Terrence Ferguson went down there last year and got in the first round. Keep an eye on Australia. We're going to be back here in a couple of years, and we're going to be talking about those Joe Ingles, Aaron Baines types more and more.
A lot of Aussies in the NBA, some New Zealanders as well. Preston on the drive, Hartenstein the rebound. Graham Blake defending tightly, but they get an open look for Brown, can't convert. Collins hit an early three, gets fouled by Duval there. Tied at 72 with 7.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
You know, a guy who's seen as much basketball in this gym as you and I have this week? That guy right there.
As we get a look at Kevin Knox, his Knicks winning their
He's at every game he's not playing.
That's right.
He's here all the time.
Well, we were talking, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, in the game they played against the Celtics. You just sensed right from draft night, you may have sensed it before then, that he was all in on going to New York, taking care of business, wanting to be the best that he could be, take care of body. We hear that a lot here, taking care of your body. And he was a guy that they were talking, they want to make sure he is ready to go for the NBA season as Gang Adele wowing the crowd here on that stop on a dime move.
You want to hear a little piece of Kevin Knox trivia?
Yeah.
His father was a wide receiver at Florida State. Played for Bobby Bowden, right?
Is this going to be a tease, or are we going to get this in?
No, we're going to get it in right now. His quarterback was Charlie Ward, New York Knicks. Charlie Ward, the quarterback. Knox, Knicks. It all fits together.
See?
Oh, dude, are you friends with a real robot?
What? No, man. It's my service.
Oh, that's not awesome at all.
Maybe it's time for a switch.
Switch just like that?
Mm-hmm.
Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network and get 3 lines for $100 a month, each with unlimited gigs, and 20 gigs of mobile hotspot on each line. Plus, get up to 3 free phones.
Much better.
There it is.
Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
Save on designer flooring styles from Lumber Liquidators, like solid pewter maple hardwood, now $3.99. Get 10 to 15% off all Dream Home laminate. More great deals, plus special financing. Get to your local Lumber Liquidators by Tuesday.
I'm Ryan Burke. I'm the head cider maker at Angry Orchard, and we're in Brittany, France. I wanted to make Angry Orchard Rosé out of my love for rosé wine. We came here looking for inspiration and found these red-fleshed apples. Our rosé is a little bit less sweet. It has a really bright, refreshing taste and a pink rosé hue. You can enjoy Angry Orchard Rosé hanging out outside, and it's serious enough that you can have it at the dinner table.
Mayday! Hello? Sir, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Reach under your seat.
What? These are just Old Spice grooming products!
Pull out the pomade and apply it.
Where's that runway?
Hey.
Use Old Spice.
She knows best.
Tied at 74, 6:55 to go in the second round game, and our George Sedano's with the number 4 scorer of the Summer League, Kevin Knox.
Thanks, Kesty. Yeah, we're here with Kevin Knox of the Knicks, rookie extraordinaire. Kevin, I feel like you're out here a ton watching basketball. Are you scouting or you just enjoying the games?
No, just watching, just enjoying it. I like to watch basketball, so it's something I like to do. I like to support some of my guys in my agency, Ding Adele. I'm good friends with Billy Preston, college second, so I just like to support. I just like to watch basketball.
No doubt. Now, what do you make of what you've seen thus far here from some of these guys, like Colin Sexton, who's in your draft class, D'Anthony Melton from USC, second-round pick, playing pretty well?
Yep. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of good talent out here. Like I said, I just like to watch, like to learn from it. So I mean, it's a great experience to be out here. And unfortunately, we was out, but I'm going to stick around and watch some of the games.
How did you feel about your experience here at Summer League?
I thought it was fun. I mean, I had a lot of great games. Learned a lot out here with the coaching staff. The fans are great. little kids look up to me, so for them to be able to come out and watch me play, it was a great opportunity for myself.
Now, I know you played against Colin Sexton in college, right? So what would be the scouting report against Colin Sexton from Kevin Knox?
I mean, he's a great player. I mean, he's one of the best point guards in his class, not if the best point guard in his class. So, I mean, he's a really good at attacking the basket, a really good leader, plays with so much passion on the court. He plays really fast, good fast break. So, I mean, it's pretty hard to stop him. But, I mean, in college, we had a really good scouting report, thanks to our coaching staff. But overall, I mean, he had a really good game against us. He's a really good player.
One last question for you. You headed to New York. How much time have you had a chance to sit down with Coach Fizz and really discuss what it's going to mean for you to be a Knick?
I mean, yeah, we talked a lot out here. We talked a lot in New York. I mean, he just told me to work hard. I mean, he's definitely looking forward to playing me this year. I'm looking forward to playing in front of Madison Square Garden fans. So it's going to be a great experience for me as a rookie to be able to play in that type of environment. So he's going to help me out a lot. He's a player's coach, and it's going to be fun.
Big dunk there by DeAnthony Melton. Kevin Knox with us here on ESPN. Now, Kevin, thank you so much for the time. I'll let you get back to the game.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
All right, Kessie, back to you guys.
All right, Georgia. Kevin Knox did not play yesterday. Knicks finished 2-3, winning their consolation over New Orleans. It was a great highlight, but unfortunately, DeAnthony Melton leveled his defender.
He got 2 minutes for spearing or roughing right there. Yeah, but Daniel House continues to electrify. Now, unfortunately, that's not going to count. We got a good one down the stretch.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes to go. One of these teams will continue playing tomorrow against either Toronto or Charlotte, and the other one can book those tickets home. Scoochie Smith, who's played pretty well, missing from the perimeter there. Dang, Adele's been showing off an array of moves, and he converts.
He's had a really, really good game today. You mentioned the shooting. I've been impressed with just the all-around play.
9 points for Dang Adele. Was born in the South Sudan. Went to Australia at a young age. Came to the United States to play his high school basketball. Went to Louisville. Tried to assist Daniel House. It's been scraped off the floor a time or two, and he'll shoot 2 free throws here.
Daniel just told Dang, shoot that ball, man. because you didn't shoot it, I just got pounded. See, and he's telling him, see, my bad, my bad. Daniel said, look, I gave it to you on the 2-on-1. You got to dunk that thing.
As Daniel House is working on 25 points here this afternoon. First one pops out, also 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Getting set for his 3rd professional season. Saw some action with the Wizards as a rookie. Suns last year on a 2-way deal. Not sure where his home is going to be coming up. The Rockets, who've had him here in Summer League, would love to have him. We'll see where it ends up.
Numbers game.
Jamel Artis missing, and a one-handed rebound for House. 4.5 minutes to go. Melton gets deep, defended well by Holland. Smith from the corner. And the Cavaliers take the lead on the 3-pointer by Scoochie Smith.
Now, he's had to back up Colin Sexton all this week, but when he's played, he's done a really good job. The only 3-time captain ever at the University of Dayton. When you think of that great basketball tradition, that's saying something.
Daniel House lost the dribble, went down. Scoochie Smith tied him up. We'll have a jump ball between those two. Wipe up some perspiration first. Scoochie Deshaun, his given name. Grandpa gave him the Scoochie nickname.
Scoochie?
And it stuck.
Now, they had some really good teams at Dayton for Archie Miller, and Archie now the coach at Indiana. And Scoochie is a professional basketball player. I mentioned he had a really good year last year in the Australian NBL. That's why every play matters out here to these guys. Even if they're not going to be on an NBA roster right now, they're all playing for a dream.
And the loser won't get a chance to play in front of everybody and all the scouts after this afternoon. Chance for the lead. Vincent Edwards misses. Colin Sexton on the floor playing with Scoochie Smith here together. 3:45 to go. Pass out is tipped, and it goes to Houston. How hard is it with every play being so important and having to play with guys you don't normally play with, or just came together a week, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, what's so tricky about it is you want to play your game and show everybody how good you are, but you also have to play within the team concept. So there's an art form there. And you got to, you know, and I said this the other day, and I really believe this, you got to know who you are as a player. So if you're not a shooter, you're out here jacking threes, you're going to wipe out your chances to impress. You know, the best line of all, I mentioned it, Doug Collins. Know your role, stay in your role, star in your role. And we saw that last year with the Lakers Summer League team. That team played so well together. Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Matt Thomas.
Holland turns over Melton. Lob for Reeves, able to get it. Whoa.
That looked like he was at what's that hotel? Paris? Eiffel Tower?
The top of the Eiffel Tower. Wow. These are the top of the square.
Watch Marcus Lee. This is awesome. Watch this one hand behind him. Oh, that's nice. You know, we said early in the game he played well at Cal. And you know, big guys have got to play with energy. You know, whether they're stretch bigs, run to the rim, catch lobs, play hard, defend. You got to play with energy if you want to play in this league or make an impression on some of these scouts that are here.
Great job defensively by John Holland, and you're right, when he threw up that pass, the first thing you think is too high.
Too high.
And now it's behind him. And Marcus Lee recovered and had given the Cavaliers a lead, which is down to 1. 3 minutes left. Trip to the quarterfinals at stake. Scoochie Smith, nice step back move, and finishes it off.
Reminded me of Kemba Walker in the Big East tournament against Pittsburgh. Although, give Hardenstein the credit, he did not fall down.
Ankle breaker and stayed on his feet, but Scoochie Smith able to convert. He's got 12. 3-point lead for Cleveland, 2.5 to go. Jamel Artis will slow it down here in the half court.
Remember, because Houston switches, there it is again. Scoochie's got the big guy.
Off the window and in for Scoochie.
Scooching it in. Now, this is a good lesson for the big fella, but this is old school footwork right here. Stepping back. He's from the Bronx. Rucker Park style.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Huh? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
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 I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Lily, she pretty much lives in her favorite princess dress. But once a week, I let her play sheriff so I can wash it. I use Tide to get out those week old stains and Downy to get it fresh and soft.
You are free to go.
Tide and Downy together.
Join T-Mobile and get Netflix included, so your family can watch what they love in more places. Get an unlimited family plan with Netflix on us. And right now, buy one Samsung Galaxy S9 and get one free.
Experience the versatility of utility at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2018 RX 350 and RX 350 all-wheel drive for these terms.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Tomorrow, as Novak Djokovic looks to cement his legacy among Wimbledon greats, can the relentless Kevin Anderson capture his first major? The Gentleman's Championship, tomorrow at 9 a.m. on ESPN.
Take a look at the bracket. Pistons advancing to face the top-seeded Lakers. That'll be tomorrow. And the winner of this Cleveland-Houston game will face either Toronto or Charlotte. The Hornets have an very early 6-point lead on the Raptors. And right here, Cavs up 5. They need House to contribute again, and he does. 30 points for Daniel House makes this a 2-point game.
Yeah, good set play out of the timeout. Off the pick and roll. D'Anthony Melton finding House open. The top of the key, well designed.
Deep three. Scoochie Smith having a second half. He's got 15 of his 17 here in the second half.
Same. They try to get the same pick and roll play. They got it.
This time House puts it on the deck. Second effort. Third effort, no. Cavaliers had Colin Sexton leaking out, but Jamel Artis decided clock's in our favor here. Up 5 with 1:20 to go. Smith again. And Smith commits the foul that time. It'll be side out. It's only the first team foul in the last 2 minutes.
Yep, see the little pick and roll action right here. Screen to screener out of the timeout. They get it done on one end, and then Scoochie getting it done solo on the other end. Young man out of the Bronx, New York.
17 points for Scoochie Smith. Houston led this game 79-77, but a 12-5 run to match the seedings of this game have given the Cavaliers the 5-point lead, and Scoochie Smith helping deliver in the second half. Quickly in, and somehow tossing it up and in. D'Anthony Melton fouled. He's had eyes in the back of his head a couple times today.
He absolutely didn't look at the rim. Look at the high-low right here. Threw it up. That's good feel. Touch.
15 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists for the rookie out of USC.
I really like his game.
Oh, he missed the free throw, got it back, and nearly had a chance at a 3-point play. He'll get 2 more free throws.
You know what we're seeing in this game? I don't know how many rotation guys will be on the court during the regular season, but we are watching winning spirit, okay? The number of guys on both teams have a winning spirit.
Tristan Thompson also watching, and you see on the bench R.J. Hunter and crew as Houston looks for another comeback win to stay unbeaten. There's Tristan.
My guy Gordy Chiesa, who was a 16-year assistant at Utah, he taught me that. He goes, when you're looking for guys at the end of your bench, they must have a winning spirit. D'Anthony Melton, Scoochie Smith, Sexton, they've all got it. House, fun game.
Sexton spread the floor, drives the lane, shot won't go. Houston down 2, 40 seconds to go. Melton for the lead.
Not a bad 2-for-1 right there. And that's how the Rockets play anyway.
14 seconds difference on the shot clock and the game clock, with the Cavaliers nursing this 2-point advantage. Two seconds to shoot. Artis, 4-3 at the end of the shot clock. Now with just 10 seconds left, Rockets need a quick basket. Here's Adele missing for 3. Out of bounds to Houston with 5.2.
This is great recognition by Smith. With the clock in his head, he gets rid of it. And then Jamel Artis with the clutch 3 to stretch this Cavs lead.
Jamel Artis with 13 points, 9 rebounds, 5 of 8 from the field. They challenged the out-of-bounds play?
I think so. I think that ball went off. It's Rockets ball, right. I believe. So.
And the Rockets can't challenge because they don't have timeouts, but the Cavs do, so might as well challenge. We'll have the results next.
It's really simple. People count on you, and you count on your truck. So we built you the most capable line of Ram heavy-duty trucks yet. The Ram 2500 has best-in-class gas towing, and the Ram 3500 gives you best-in-class fifth-wheel towing. That's why more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Now get an average $8,984 in total values on the 2018 Ram 2500 Longhorn Crew Cab with a Cummins diesel engine.
What a stunning variety of 6 meals in mint condition. Look at this new KFC Crispy Kernel Sandwich, the latest of KFC's $5 fill-ups. I reckon everything in this collection costs just $5 each. Congratulations! KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Check out Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's for big savings during our summer sale. Like savings of 33% on select men's shorts and shirts. Save 25% on all in-stock towables. Plus, bring the kids for free workshops and activities.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. The Cavaliers challenging the out-of-bounds play was ruled on the floor Houston ball, I think accurately. I don't know if there's indisputable evidence to overturn, and they will keep it Houston ball. They get the replay center in Secaucus to see the angles. The 3 officials get together, and the ruling on the floor stands. So the Cavaliers lose one of their 2 timeouts,
which is
and their ability to challenge again.
Yeah, at this point in the game, it was a good risk. Why not? That was close enough.
Yep. If it overturns, then they're probably shooting free throws, and they already have a 5-point lead as it is. Instead, Houston has just a little bit of life here.
It's got to be a quick score, quick shot.
Inbound is tipped away. Rockets keep it, and they turn it over on the sideline. Dang Adele stepped on the far sideline right in front of the Cleveland bench.
That's the first time we've seen that today, but we see it all summer league. Those college kids who don't know haven't educated their feet just yet. You see, it's really tight on that sideline, and you have to slide into your shot. You can't step into a corner 3 because you're going to be out of bounds, and it's just part of the education of a college player in the NBA.
And you'd be surprised how many veterans also get called for. Like you said, not a lot of room in the short corner over there. You see a lot of guys. That's where they make their money. And not a lot of room to work with big feet. So a turnover goes to Cleveland, who struggled with the 3-point shot, but 2 big threes late in this game. Cavs have the lead. Bam Adebayo not going to play today, but you see him, part of the Miami Heat, who'll be taking on the Boston Celtics in our next second-round matchup. Right now, the Cavaliers and their summer league coach, James Posey, who won a championship in Miami back in 2006, also won a title with the 08 Boston Celtics, and gets a ring with the as an assistant on the 2016 Cavaliers, who won their championship. So he gets a chance to
former Xavier Musketeer.
That's right.
Outstanding player at Xavier.
Speaking of Xavier, wonder if David West is coming back or not for another year. Just remarkable, ageless.
Gave up a lot of money to win a championship, and now he's got 2 of them, and he had a great career.
So respected in that locker room of Uber All-Stars. Xavier has pumped him into the professional ranks over the years.
Cleveland gets to advance, and the idea here is just get the ball in bounds. If you're going to throw it away down in your deep corner. This game is essentially over.
Colin Sexton, who has 17 points, will be the trigger man. Looking for Scoochie Smith, can't get it. Into the backcourt. On the floor, Holland, half a second left, fouled on the deck by Markel Brown, and that's just going to about do it here as the Cavaliers going to move to 4-1 and into the quarterfinals here at the Summer League in Las Vegas.
That's the education of a point guard right there. Sexton held on to it long. Luckily, they have the lead, but just throw it down into that deep corner on that first cut, and this ball game ends. If that was a crucial situation. But again, better to make the mistake in Las Vegas.
Inbound, and the Cavaliers finish off the win over Houston, 92 87, handing Houston its only loss of the Summer League. Knocked out in round 2 after a 4-0 start, as Colin Sexton and Scoochie Smith both score 17 points in the win for the Summer League Cavaliers, who will play either Toronto or Charlotte. As we update the brackets for you, moving into quarterfinal play, we can advance the 12 seed Cleveland. They'll face either Toronto or Charlotte. The Lakers, the top seed, and the Pistons, who won earlier today over at Cox Pavilion, already into the quarterfinals in the same area of this bracket. Let's take a look at Colin Sexton's day.
Exactly. It's been about 14 months since Colin Sexton left Pebblebrook High School to go to Alabama. Now the lottery pick for the Cavs, and definitely not a disappointment. Electric open court, and electric in the half court, and a good solid performance today for the young man who's going to be the face of this franchise going forward.
17 points. Assist total only 3 today, but still aggressive. That's what we've seen from Colin Sexton, getting guys involved as it did last game.